Hey Demetrius, I'm glad you finally got this posted. Yeah, try to post earlier. Thursday's the deadline because then you'll just get a lot more feedback from your classmates, and then you also will have time to revise anything, so you don't lose points when you submit the final. So anyway, so far it looks pretty good. Um, I'm not sure if you even viewed my last feedback because I don't really see any of, I just made some suggestions, but I'm not really seeing any of them incorporated. That's fine. So just a few things, and what I said last time is that, creating a human face can kind of be very predictable. I mean, it's fine, but you might want to try to think of, creative solutions to, evoking, a face. It's not a requirement or anything, but it just kind of it could be more interesting. I think I showed you before some of the different things. I mean, this is kind of, I don't really like that one, but the different things that were used to create heads and so on, instead of just going for the full on. And this is another example, which he didn't really incorporate my suggestions on that. So it just kind of ends up looks like a rubric monkey guide. And it doesn't, I mean, the idea is, something like this, it's just more evocative and it will hold the viewer's attention longer. Though I would suggest doing both because, certain clients probably want the more straightforward one, but other clients might want something that's more suggestive. So with, that being said, that's fine. So what I usually do is look at the masks and I look to make sure your image is the right size. So I got an image size, you know all this stuff. Okay, so here's a little bit of a problem. It needs to be 8 by 10, so be sure to change it before you put it in the Dropbox because I do pretty much follow that rubric. This one that I post right up here. Dun, dun, dun. I mean, this is everything that's in the grade book that you're going to be graded on. So, and I stick to it pretty much because it's, it's part of the class. So yeah, just be sure to look at that each week. So in terms of what you have so far, I would just suggest adding, scaling some objects so it doesn't look so flat. So again, if you want, let me see where this one is. I would already see, I don't know, where's the cucumber? See, I would put this in, I wouldn't get rid of the, let me see if it's still there. See, I would put this on top of the cucumber. I can't really even find it though. It's weird. I wonder where it went. Huh. Okay, zucchini, sorry. Here I am looking for cucumber. I would put this on top, make it kind of like this a little bit, so there's, it kind of comes out. And then I would also make that piece and the corn piece, is that the right one? I always try to kind of put them together because then I can, kind of move them. And I would make it bigger because if you make it bigger, it's going to look like it's closer because, the laws of perspective are that objects that are closer bigger appear closer. So it also works to create some depth. I mean, I'm not saying this big or whatever, but just something to work with. I would continue to play with, all the different types of, and you can create a little, where they join is really important. You don't want to just, you don't want to just have it kind of just sticking here. You want it to really integrate. So you don't want it, you don't want these different objects just to look like they're floating on top. So that's why it's good to kind of work with them. And again, like this guy did here, I know I already showed you this. He did this little detail. He drew this little detail to make it look like it was coming out of the Game Boy. So another thing with the hair objects, I don't know where those are either. One thing I do is I put, I'll put all of the caricature in, one layer group because then I can move the whole thing around. And if you just select them all, I mean, I know you know a lot about Photoshop. Select them on, click on the folder. You know, then you can move stuff around. Oh, whoops, wrong one. You know, there it is. And so then you know, I can move the, you know, the whole caricature around quite easily. So I don't know, this doesn't really look that much bigger, but anyway, kind of, I would just play with it more. And so where's, no, there it is, it's in here. I'm just trying to look for the bean things. So another thing too, like this could be bigger then, because if that's going to be the determined, you know, this is going to be the closer side. If you make that bigger, again, it's going to look like it's closer. I mean, these are, you know, these are the kind of laws of perspective. I mean, you can try using the perspective transformation tool though, but scale works too. So, you know, just a few little things like that really make a difference. Let me look at your mask. I do zoom in and look at the masks. I don't spend a lot of time. Yeah, this is pretty pixelated. Actually, these are way too pixelated too. The tomato looks great, but see how pixelated the olives or grapes or whatever they are, and the bun is you know, it's very pixelated. It's hard to see them. And if you compare them side by side, you know, you can really see, you know, this is a high quality image and this is blurry. So I think you can probably see that. And I would really clean up this part in here. Just figure out how you want it. And, you know, and since you've got the layer mask, oh, I don't know. Oh, it looks like you got rid of it. See, this is not, I would bring back the whole thing because this actually needs a lot more work to it, but that's the purpose of, you don't want to erase any of this stuff. You want to do everything in the layer mask, right? I wonder if you did that for all the other ones too, because that would be, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll have to look and see if these masks are done correctly based on your last images. It's just a really, really important part of Photoshop is using layer masks and non-destructive editing. So that's the cucumber thing. Yeah, I'm not really seeing any of the background, so it's, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. It looks like you may have just taken those other images that you created and then just added added the masks to the white space, but it's okay. I'll just look because it is a big part of the assignment, unfortunately. I pretty much stick to the rubrics pretty exactly. I don't write them, but I pretty much stick with them because I really do want you to create a portfolio piece. So that's kind of the goal. And usually by incorporating feedback and you know, sticking with the grade books and doing the lessons and everything really helps that. I'm not sure about all this stuff here, the type. I mean, where is it here again? No, that's the background. Oh, I think it's in that folder. But anyway, you might want to think about this. I don't think it does much. You could put something there, but you know, you could even put maybe a little picture of the top part here of the face on it or something. You know, you just don't want it to get kind of corny. But again, some clients would love this, you know, so definitely keep, you know, use save as and keep it, but you just might want to think of, you know, some other ways just to make it more intriguing. Another thing, this is, and now then I'm going to let you go and shut up. You're probably already sick of my voice, but I would suggest putting each of these words on a different layer. Then you can fit them into the negative space better. It always just kind of looks, you know, and be sure to make this capital, just keep it kind of consistent. But if you put each word on a different layer, then you'll be able to, you know, you just have more freedom. You know, you can change the size, you can even change the font. And something like yours would benefit from it, even 2 different fonts, like here too. Yeah, it just really helps having, you know, and I would go easy on the bevel stuff because when you get the background in there, it may, the bevel tends to kind of not be readable. So anyway, just something to think about. And also the, you know, gradient fills and so on kind of end up not being that readable either. But anyway, let me know if you have any questions. I think overall it looks great. I mean, you really meet most of the rubric except for the part with the blurry images and I do have to look to see if you did the layer mask correctly. just because I need to know that that's you know how to do those and stuff. So okay, so anyway, let me know if you have any questions. I'm on Hangouts and so on and so forth. Yeah. Overall, nice job.